Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We're just on a little ride today. Going to go through Eastbourne town, go towards Pevensey, but the topic is CBT and everything to do with it, everything around it, how it was, how it went, what you need, what you don't need.
Well, not necessarily what you need, it's what you can have.
So I'll let Ellie start off.
Okay. I mean, the cost of it was...
The cost was £180 each, wasn't it?
Yeah, which isn't too bad. I actually thought that was quite expensive at the time, but
it wasn't too bad, considering as well it was an all-day thing from 9 AM till 5 PM.
Yeah, or maybe an hour earlier if you're good enough.
Yeah, because there was a chap doing he was renewing his CBT before us, wasn't he?
Yeah, on his
He'd already
moped.
done it before. Oh, I'm in like 4th gear. Yeah, he was renewing his CBT and he was done by like 2 o'clock. But we was there for quite a bit longer. So we went on a couple of different rides, didn't we?
Yeah, so we went out on the road twice, didn't we?
Yeah, you went out with the chap that was there as well first, and I waited for like 45 minutes just doing nothing. And then you come back, and then me and you went out, didn't we?
Yeah, together.
For about an hour. That was good fun. It was pretty nerve-wracking at first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were both really nervous about going on the road.
I don't think I was ready when I first went out. I definitely didn't feel ready anyway. But once I was actually out on the road, it was fine. Like being in a higher gear rather than just what we were doing, driving around in 1st gear and maybe up to 2nd near the end, was way harder. It was so much harder than just being on the road.
Yeah, I must say it was very difficult because you'd get it up to 2nd, wouldn't we? And you couldn't go any further than 2nd in this like little car parky sort of area we was at. You get up to 2nd, and as soon as you're up in 2nd, you've got to change back down to 1st again. So it was just it was almost more stressful because you were constantly having to change back down a gear. You weren't just able to cruise along like you can on a road.
Yeah, and about stalling and stuff.
Yeah, stalling.
Oh god.
I stalled loads before we went out on the road, didn't I?
Yeah, me too.
Loads. You were better than me. You stalled way less.
Yeah.
You stalled way less. But it's all right to stall, you know. We've been to a couple of places, bikers cafes. We went to Ricah's the other weekend. We also I've lost you.
It's okay.
We went to Ricah's and we've been to Custom Cafe, and people there are stalling, so it's it's pretty normal.
Yeah, so if you do stall or anything, no one laughs at you or makes fun of you on your CBT. Anyway, I mean, some people might. But
yeah, no one makes fun of you
at the actual bikers cafe that we went to, which was really, really stressful. I didn't actually want to go, but I did that for you. But yeah, I mean, I didn't stall anyway, so that was like
I
think
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, but some other people did. But obviously, we don't think anything when someone does. If anything, we're like, oh, at least it wasn't us. Like it wasn't us. Yeah, poor guy.
We're not the only ones.
We know how you feel. I think leading up to it, the thought of the CBT, because obviously I didn't really want to get a bike. This was all kind of Jacques' idea.
Yeah, it was all for me, wasn't it, really? You didn't really want to, and then I was just like
doing
pestering.
it with you because you asked. So, yeah. I think I was just like nervous in general, or just about everything, actually doing it.
And we didn't really have a real reason as to why we wanted to do it.
Yeah, you just watched a couple videos on YouTube of like some hoodlums wheeling around. And you were like, I want to get a motorbike, and I was just there like, oh Jack, if we must.
Yeah, I was begging you, wasn't I, for like a couple of weeks, and then we got paid, and then we booked it in.
Yeah. And £180 didn't really break our bank because we don't really spend money on anything anyway.
Yeah.
So.
No, it was all right. 180 quid each isn't too bad. It's, £360. Oh my goodness. We'll clip back to that. I just took off like a weirdo. Did you see me jolt?
No. That reminds me, I thought I was doing really badly on my CBT because of the way I felt driving. And the like jolts I did or was doing, and then Jack was like, I didn't even notice you do any of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you were so good. Even the bloke doing the actual CBT was saying how you were way better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like everything you did, like your U-turns, your figure of eights, they were all so much cleaner than mine.
Yeah, I think that just comes from, he said as well, because he was a teacher for troubled people or something as well. So he was saying how we learn differently, and he said that you were way more confident, and I wasn't confident, but I was better because I wasn't confident, sort of thing.
But yeah, I was like too confident in a way, wasn't I? Overconfident, I think is the word they use. Which I still think I might be a little bit too overconfident, you know, in certain areas.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, some of the ways,
maybe.
Some of the ways I do drive, you know, but I think I am getting better.
You're not doing anything weird or wrong. It's just I'm not as fast as you are right now going. I think I am faster than you on the road. Like some places I definitely think I would have gone then, but then I have to stop because of you. But on bends and stuff like that, you're just going round and I'm there like, Jack, wait for me.
Yeah, I like scream my head off like I'm leaning. Yeah, I seem to think I lean like I'm in the MotoGP or something.
Yeah.
But I definitely do not.
Well,
I mean, I lean a little bit, but I definitely don't scrape my knee.
I mean, I apparently almost do.
Yeah, someone at the meet was like, cool, Ellie, you almost scraped your knee. That was so funny.
I was just trying to catch up to you guys. That was horrible. Do you know what? Actually, a bit of advice for newbies. We're still newbies. I can't believe I just said that. But don't go on meets, because the one we went on, I mean, everyone was really nice. A bit weird, actually. But everyone was really nice. But they kind of left me behind. Even Jack did, actually. There was just this one guy, and he was nice. He like stayed back with me a little bit. He stayed back with me. But and Jack actually got lost as well. But don't, because I felt a bit pressured to go a bit faster, and some stuff I did almost do like completely wrong, and scared me a bit because I was trying to go faster because I was like, wait for me. So no, because sometimes unless you have a really good one, obviously, that someone can be like, oh yeah, they wait for you, no one goes ahead or anything like that. Like the new people stay up front because getting left behind and things, but they didn't do that at all. I was just at the back and I almost trying to overtake cars because they overtook cars, and I was just there like, I can't even overtake because I can't go faster than this anyway.
I'll tell you what though, you did overtake quite well.
Yeah, obviously when I could.
There was a couple of cars, didn't they, and they pulled over. They pulled over for you, didn't they? And you were like, meh. But then I couldn't overtake because it went on to double single solid lines, and I was like, oh no. And then I was at the back for a solid like 2 miles waiting for a chance to overtake.
Yeah, so just say definitely get up your confidence in yourself, and just maybe be a bit more confident to actually say, I can't go that fast. Please wait. I didn't say anything because that's just not what I do. Yeah,
I must say we were both let's say we weren't really doing the local limits, should we say?
Yeah, no, everyone was speeding and I was there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be like that person that's like, I'm not going to speed on this road. So, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't, it was bad vibes for me.
Like, they weren't ridiculous speeds, but they were definitely out of our comfort zones.
They were definitely doing 50 and 30 at one point, and I was... I don't know. And all they kept saying on the thing, they were like, is there speed cameras here? And then they were just talking amongst themselves where speed cameras were. And I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was fun.
Could you imagine if in like a couple of months' time we get like tickets through or something?
I know, that's what I was worried about. Like my insurance is expensive enough, but I don't need it to go up anytime soon.
Speaking of insurance, shall we delve into that a little bit? So my insurance, I'm 26, so it's a little bit cheaper, and I've been driving for almost 10 years now. Cars, that is. So mine was £94 a month.
Yeah.
For third-party fire and theft. And yours was, what was it?
Mine was £163 a month, because
not too bad.
I think mine was a little bit more expensive because on my car I didn't even claim, but there was an incident that happened. So I think that's why it's a little bit more expensive. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and you have a lot less driving experience on the road.
I've only had my license, I think, coming up to 4 years now this year.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think I I don't know, that might be wrong actually. I passed in 2022 and I'm 23. So
yeah.
You have that less because you're over 25, don't you?
Yeah, I think it does make a difference. Age really does come into play with insurance quite a lot. I'll have 2 years no claims soon as well, hopefully.
And obviously tax is £26, did you say?
Yeah, £26 a year, which is really, really cheap. But I guess that's because they're only little 125 engines, so they don't produce huge amounts of emissions.
But we didn't even pay for that because the dealership did, so...
Yeah, literally. When we bought the bikes, they paid for it for us. Oh. God, I forget how bad the roads are in town.
Yeah. What else did we have to pay for? Obviously, these bikes we got brand new, which I mean, I think that was just a bit impulsive from both of us. We got them brand new.
They just looked so nice.
Yeah, and I think they were 4,799,
which isn't too bad.
Well, considering, I don't think so. Like the and what I was thinking that was annoying me with getting a used one is that they weren't that much less expensive buying used, so that was just a put off for me, because if I'm spending, well, actually Jack bought mine, thank you, but if we're spending that sort of money, then might as well get a brand new one, not gonna lie.
Yeah, like a used sort of 22 plate was like only like sort of £700 cheaper than a brand new, and that's, you know, that's like a 3-year-old bike with a few thousand miles on it, so it's like 700 quid for a used one, or £700 more and you get brand new.
Yeah, you just might as well.
No-brainer, really. Yeah.
God, we've been doing so much long driving where we don't have to stop like this. We should do this more often.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite fun, to be honest.
Fun.
Yeah, like I'm enjoying starting and stopping.
Stopping.
Stopping. You taking the mickey?
Yeah, I am. You're turning right, apparently. Are you?
No, I'm not.
That's one thing you kept doing on your CBT as well. Was he was like, you got to remember your indicator.
Yeah. Obviously, nothing's changed.
Yeah, no. Now I'm just like, Jack, indicator.
It's constant, isn't it? It really is. I've been looking. I've been looking for my next bike, which obviously will be a big bike, which we'd be doing in about a year's time. And that one has self-cancelling indicators.
Yeah, so, but by that point, I bet you won't need them, hopefully.
What, indicators?
Are we turning left?
Oh, no, we're not.
It's worse because I'm really bad with directions as well. I always, even on when I was doing my driving test, I was always like, wait, where? Even when he had just said it, I like to know things like 3 times in advance, so it's more it's more nervy for me. I'm like, Jack, are we turning or not? And then sometimes when we actually are turning, and I think you just have your indicator on, and I'm just like, oh my god, and I had to like emergency stop. Yeah, no, there's been some like close calls actually. Some weird rides that we don't put into videos because they're too bad.
Oh my god, yeah, we can talk about them though. We can talk about them. There's just one time in Uckfield. I couldn't see the roundabout because all the lines had faded. It was one of those little ones where they paint it on. And I was coming up to it, obviously I didn't know it was there. And there was a truck coming onto the roundabout and I had to emergency brake. And that was a bit scary. I think that's my worst close call.
I don't think I've had any close calls. I think mine are more just because of you. I don't blame you for everything. Mine are just
because of me.
Mine are just because of you, because I'm not really paying attention, and then I'm like, oh sugar, you're stopping. So it's actually my fault, I guess.
Bikes, not bikes. Yeah. So should we go back into the CBT and what we did in the CBT?
Oh yeah. So first things first. Obviously, you do clutch control, which is basically for the whole 4 hours that you're doing your CBT is a clutch control, which is really annoying for me as a car driver, obviously. You can let out the clutch and then you just carry on going. And I think with 125s, because of the engine, obviously I don't know things, so this could be all wrong, but because of the engine and stuff, when you let out the clutch on a 125, so it jitters still, so you kind of have to keep it held in at the biting point and give it revs to go. Like, you can take it all the way out, but then it's like you're bumpy, so you couldn't just let it out, and that really hurt my hand and wrist. Like, for days afterwards, I was like, oh my god. I just had a perma cramp. So that was, yeah, so it's a bit different to a car. And I think if I didn't have experience with clutch and stuff with a car, I would have found it way more difficult, but I found it quite easy doing it with my hand rather than my foot anyway.
Yeah, you got along with it really well, didn't you?
Yeah, I think you were better with your feet.
Yeah.
In a way.
But I guess that makes sense because I've been driving for quite a long time in cars.
Yeah.
And it's only recently that I bought an automatic.
Yeah, for the van.
Yeah, so...
For long journeys with the dogs.
Exactly. Todd and Ricky.
Oh yeah, which reminds us as well, it is an all-day thing. So we actually had my dad went round for a bit with the boys because we were going to be out all day.
They had a little lunch break as well, wasn't there? So we actually wandered down to the local little Sainsbury's and got ourselves a meal deal.
Yeah. And about gear, you can take your own gear with you. I would actually... Like, I only had my helmet and gloves beforehand, but I was kind of embarrassed about taking my helmet for some reason. I don't really know why, but I was. But I would say do it because the helmet I had was bright pink. It was a bright pink, and I do like pink, but not like that when you're already standing out with a visor as well. Is it called a visor?
Yeah.
It's not called a visor. What's it called?
The high-vis.
High-vis jacket, yeah, because you have to wear them.
Yeah.
And then so I was in bright yellow and bright pink, and I just found that was even worse. So if you do have a helmet, I'd say do that. And also anything else, because I was wearing stuff that was way too big for me. I actually had to wear his jacket.
Yeah, the guy's jacket
Yeah,
there,
and he
wasn't it?
gave that one to me because the other stuff, the women's or whatever, were just too small. Even with trousers as well.
The sizings are crazy, aren't they?
You were fine. I was like, I
like...
literally can't buy a pair of lighter jeans like yours because the sizings were so whack. Like oh no, they were either really tight on the thighs and really loose on my hips, or the other way around. It was so strange. It was really weird. I don't understand. So that's the only reason I got these army trousers, was because they were just that different style, and they are really loose on my legs, but they fit on my waist. So,
yeah, they look good as well.
But
they look really
they
nice.
are comfy, and I'm kind of happy about it. I'm kind of happy about it because I wouldn't have got these otherwise. I wouldn't have even looked at them. But I did get myself some black jeans as well, just plain black ones, armoured, obviously.
Yeah, that was the thing on the CBTs. The only protection we had was gloves and the jacket and a helmet, obviously.
Yeah, and we didn't
So I
get
felt kind
armoured
of bare.
jeans either for a while, anyway.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
We've only got them recently.
So on the CBT, we did loads of U-turns, went round in loads of circles.
Little roundabouts.
Yeah, we pretended like we was going round and roundabout. We did figure of eights. I was awful at
They
those.
were quite fun. I found them really fun. I liked them. Yeah, because
I was terrified.
I could be up in second gear and it was fine, and then going back down, but also it being not stall worthy because I'm going at a good speed, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I stalled so many times in figure eights because I kept having to put my leg down and stop, and there was a few times I almost went into the fence.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't give me a nod.
Like that, I can't really think of anything that was really bad. Maybe when I first started doing the U-turns, I was getting a bit frustrated. That's what I mean. I think we had a really good instructor. Like, he could tell I was getting instructed, frustrated. And he said to me, he was like, why don't Jack go in and you have a break for a little bit? And then that little break, after doing it and failing, doing it for ages, was really good. Because then when I did it again and went out on the road and did it, I did it completely fine.
Yeah, it really sorted you out, didn't it?
Yeah, it was, I think he was very nice. He was really good.
He was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely recommend him. Oh, that was
Flying Colours in Eastbourne.
Flying Colours Eastbourne, which is on Seaside Road. Yeah, and it was very, very good. Highly recommend Flying Colours Eastbourne.
Yeah, but I was very worried about going out on the road, and T was saying once you get out on the road it's fine, and I was like, no, it's not. What are you even talking about? Why are you saying these crazy things? But lo and behold, it was actually way easier. And I think because we both drove a car beforehand, it was a little bit less nerve-wracking on that part as well. We had already been and knew things on the road before. I'm getting so much better at waddling as well. So I'm 5'5", so, it gets better.
So these are our CB125Rs. Mine's the blue one. Ellie's is the black one. I think they're blimmin' good-looking bikes, A lot of people seem... A lot of people seem to think that they don't look like 125s. And the only way that really gives that away is the the 125 badge on them. Obviously the L's.
Yes.
But they look spitting image of the CB650Rs.
Basically,
which obviously
yeah.
are not learner bikes.
Well, these are you see they're like a bit baggy, which I think is fine. I don't think that's not fine.
Yeah, no, they look really good. I think a little bit baggy is good. I think I maybe got mine a bit too tight.
No, they're just like skinny jeans, I guess.
Yeah, and you've got the armoured Ricah hoodie as well, haven't you? Which
Yeah,
has got
this
elbow
is-
pads.
Yeah, it's a man's hoodie, but it's a size small, which makes me feel good, but also it's men's, so...
Yeah, and that's got padding in the shoulders,
I think-
elbows and back, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And the shoes, those you've got armoured shoes as well, haven't you?
Yeah, these were £175. Obviously, there are cheaper alternatives, but I just really like these ones because they had a bit of pink on.
They are really nice.
And I like the colour grey.
Alpinestars, those. Yeah, and they're like a suede. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Like feel to them.
Oh, yeah, they are lovely.
And then I can't remember what TCX. I think these are Italian. I got these on offer from JNE. They were £80, usually 100 and something, I think. And then my jeans are Ricah jeans, and then I've got a Knox Urbane Pro. Was it Mark III? I think.
Yeah, MK3.
And you've got the same actually, but you're not wearing it now. You're wearing a hoodie instead.
Yeah, the same one. Mine has 2 pockets on the front as well. I got ones with loads of pockets because it was actually on offer at the time. They're usually like 200 and something quid. But I got mine for 130.
Yeah, look at you, result. Yeah, they're like 260, aren't they?
Saver over here.
£115 each, which isn't too bad. I think all they do that really is a general health check, and obviously the oil change, making sure there's no like bits of metal in the oil and stuff. Yeah, so these are our bikes. They've got really bright headlights as well. We've done a few night rides.
Yeah, wait, I'll sit on them and shine.
As you know, maybe if you've already seen our videos, but the headlight is good.
Because I really like watching people. Like before we got these, I watched so many videos. Just trying to discover if they were okay, if I'd be okay, and it's like no hands. I can like tilt it. Obviously, like you don't need to do this anyway, so but you can tilt it like side to side, sort
Easy
of thing.
enough, isn't it?
Like it's not going anywhere, you know. So with your hands on handlebars, it's not going to be too heavy. Because that's what I was really worried about. So being out on the road and new, I don't think we've had any hate from people. Obviously, that was nerve-wracking to think about. I was like, people don't like bikes. Even when we drove around, sometimes we were like, oh, it's a bloody bike.
Yeah, literally.
Or whatever. So that was us. And then being out, there's obviously been a couple of people who are just bad words. Just bad words.
Yeah.
Like this woman tried to pull out on me, and I wasn't even that much behind you either. Like tried to pull out on me and didn't succeed, and I was like, what the hell? And then for the rest of the time she was behind me, she was literally right behind me.
She might as well have been that fence.
Yeah.
Like, she was that
And
close to you,
driving
just
40
for
miles
ages.
an hour as well. It's not like we were on a little road.
I think it was 50.
Yeah.
It was going through Hurstman Sue, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
There
what
was
I mean,
national
so
speed limit
dangerous.
roads. We've had a few honks, haven't we, when we've been filtering? Well, you have.
Well, I'm just
But
behind
like,
you.
not
so.
because we're filtering bad or anything, but I think
They just get
purely just
annoyed.
because they're jealous. Yeah, because we're getting to the front of the queue and they're all the way there. So we're going to go home. We're going a little ride on the way home so you guys can see some beautiful sceneries on the way. And if we think of anything to talk about, we'll talk, but it'll probably mostly be silent on the way home.
And if there's any specific questions that maybe you want answering, you can leave them in the comments below.
Yeah, definitely. Please do.
Yeah.
And yeah, like don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, follow us on TikTok. We have Instagram now as well. Yeah, we really hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. Sorry if it's been a bit jumpy as well. Obviously, it's hard to think whilst you're riding and stuff. Oh, what I will say as well, when we didn't get the bikes until, how much after was it, our CBT?
Oh, it was maybe 3 weeks?
Yeah, about 3 weeks after our CBT. So when we first went out on the bike, oh my god, I wheelied. Like, I popped a wheelie like, so many times
multiple
because
wheelies.
I was just like not okay with the clutch. So take it slow. Like, get used to that again. Because I was on a Grom when I did my CBT as well, so it's a much smaller bike. I do prefer a bigger one rather than a Grom, in all fairness.
I felt a lot more stable on this.
Yeah,
I mean,
more balanced.
I wasn't on a Grom. I was on a CB125R. So, very similar bike to this. But this definitely feels so much more stable.
Yeah, I feel like the balance is a bit better for me.
A lot of people have Groms as well, we've realised. And when we went to the custom cafe...
Yeah, there was a whole clan of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, the whole little Grom group.
Kind of exciting. We were going to get a Groms at first, weren't we? That's what you were looking at. Because they were obviously a bit on the cheaper side as well. And there was something else that we were looking at too, wasn't there? Was it a KTM of sorts?
Yeah, the KTM Duke 125.
Yeah.
But then we decided that these looked way nicer than anything else that we'd looked at. But obviously that's down to personal taste.
Yeah, I was just going with the flow, in all fairness. I did like the KTM, but Jack was like, I'm going to get this one, and I was like, I want to be the same.
Oh, you wanted the KTM?
Well,
you
no,
never said that.
It wasn't that I wanted it, I did like it. So I was okay with it if that's what you were going to choose.
It was nice, but I'd also seen a lot of mixed reviews on reliability from KTM. And that kind of worried me a little bit. I didn't want to buy something that maybe wasn't reliable. And obviously, Honda being Japanese, probably can't go wrong with that.
Once again, thank you everyone for watching this far. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share and all that good stuff. And stay tuned for the next vlog.